Hello and welcome to Streaming Verse. You are listening to the award-winning WHCM 88.3 FM, Palatine, Illinois, a broadcast station of Harper College and its Board of Trustees. You are listening to Streaming Verse with Chris, Nina, and our board master, Caroline. Whew, did not breathe. If you are not already, go to the Harper Radio YouTube channel and click on live. We will be live there. Well,
we're live on the radio too.
Yeah, if you for some reason don't want to look at our faces.
Yeah, if you want to see our faces and join in the conversation, you want to go to YouTube Live so you can tell us what you've been streaming.
Yeah, thanks. I can't do that.
Words are hard.
Words are very hard, but you can also listen on 88.3 FM locally and the harperradio.com. I almost said Harper Radio channel. Go to harperradio.com and listen live. I got it, guys. Don't worry.
Good job. Did you already say the thoughts and ideas?
No, I did not.
Let me throw that out there. The thoughts and ideas presented on the show, oh my God, are not necessarily representative of the thoughts and okay. Wow. Apparently that week off from a snowstorm was too much for me. The thoughts and ideas presented on the show are our own and not necessarily reflective of the opinions of WHCM, Harper College, or its Board of Trustees.
Amazing.
Yes.
We got it.
Speaking of Board of Trustees, one of them is in Hawaii right now. So jealous.
Oh.
So jealous. We get pictures. It's like, no, I don't want to see that.
No, I don't. I don't want to see that.
I'm cold.
Yeah. Wow. I guess I can't really complain because I was just kind of
was
warm,
just in LA. Yes, you can't. Although you had to come back to this, which sometimes I think is worse. Because you left before it got too cold. And then came back in the deep freeze. Yeah,
when I was walking out of the jet bridge, it was like the lowest temperature, like the negative whatever. And we got off the plane and I brought my coat with me, but I didn't put it on because I was like, well, we're just gonna walk into the airport and then I'm gonna start sweating again. Mm-hmm. So I had it in my arm and that was just not a good idea. I was walking through the jet bridge oh my.
I refused to leave my house. I was like, no, it's negative.
Yeah, I don't think my mom was too happy with us when she had to pick us up after our flight kept getting delayed and delayed and delayed. And then she had to come pick us up and I was like, I'm so sorry.
It's cold.
It was very cold.
What have you been streaming?
Speaking of cold, been watching an ice skating show.
Really?
Yeah. It's called Finding Her Edge. Ridiculous name. I don't understand it. My mom was watching it, and then I went into her room last night and got in a trance. So I still haven't seen the first episode, but I've watched every other episode because it's so predictable. I could tell you, I didn't have to watch any of it, and I could tell you, based on the second episode that I watched, what was going to happen. It's based on a book. And I swear to God, it's like every straight hockey book I've ever read, which surprisingly is a decent amount because there's a lot of hockey books out there. Did I just say hockey?
Yes, you did. And I know why you said
my
hockey,
mind is just going
you're
straight.
On the skates.
I'm just going straight to heated rivalry. I don't know what anyway, English. Skating. Ice skating. It's like partner ice skating. Mm-hmm. These people are just awful to each other. It's these three sisters. They're terrible. The oldest one is just awful, and none of them can decide who they want to be with. So they're with everyone instead. And it's insane. It's on Netflix. I looked up the book The book is the same title. I'd never heard of it before, and it was rated 3 stars on Goodreads on average, but a lot of the like reviews of the book that I saw were all like rants, like Susanna rants.
Yeah.
It's crazy. We have 1 episode left. My mom turned it off when we had 1 episode left, and I was like, "What are you doing?" She had to go pick up my dad from the airport. But yeah, that was upsetting because I want to see what happened. But we'll probably finish it tonight, and it'll probably be bad. The main character, though, looks like young Jennifer Lawrence with Dove Cameron, and it's really creepy. That's all I have to say about it. What have you been streaming, Chris?
Well, I did finally finish People We Meet on Vacation.
Oh my God, speaking of book adaptations.
And it's on Netflix right now, and I have to tell you, and Nina and I were talking about this during the week because I watched like the first 10 minutes and I'm like, I don't think I can do this. And I just put it on to have something in the background while I was doing other things, but Poppy was so annoying, like over the top annoying. And then of course I went to Reddit and I went to Goodreads once I, because I knew it was an adaptation, so I reached out to you too. And yeah, everyone is annoyed with her on Netflix, and everyone's like, yeah, the book wasn't much better. And I'm like, then how does this get made into a movie? And eventually I did finish it and it was fine, but she was just so annoying at first. I was like, even the end. And I understand, because when you write fantasy, you're always supposed to take everything to extreme. Not fantasy.
I was going to say,
topic.
Is that fantasy?
Fiction. When you write fiction, you're supposed to always reach for the extremes. Now, sometimes that's just supposed to be, in your first, second draft, not the final product. But apparently, we're now making movies out of things off like second drafts, versus like a good end product. But one of the things in the movie, and I'm going to ask you this question because I know you've read the book, how does she know the brother? They never explain that. So she's going to go to this wedding, and she's only going to the wedding because Alex, the person she's only been friends with, is going to be there. And she decided she really likes Alex, and she wants, I don't know if it's that she wants to be friends with him again or wants something more. I forget what her original intention was because she was annoying. But the whole premise is based on the fact that Alex's brother really wanted her to come to this wedding, but yet nowhere in the story do they show how her and Alex's brother became friends. Apparently you don't remember.
No, I don't remember anything about this book, if I'm going to be completely honest.
Oh, it's fine, but it's like they didn't explain that in the movie at all.
Interesting. I don't think they explained it much in the book.
This is like The Martian, where the whole premise is there's a windstorm, which is why Matt Damon's character gets stuck there. But at least in The Martian, and the reason why it's an issue is because in science, there's no wind, there's no atmosphere like that on Mars, so there's no windstorms. It doesn't happen. But at least it was plausible for the story. Versus this one where it's not even plausible that she's going to go to a wedding from someone we don't even realize that she's even met before.
Okay, it says that Alex's brother David...
Is it her brother then? But
wait, Poppy knows Alex's brother David because she and Alex have been best friends for over a decade, having met during a shared car ride home from college.
Right. Doesn't explain why he would care that she was at the wedding, because he's begging her, you have to be here, you have to come to my wedding.
Right.
You know how many siblings of my friends would care if I showed up at their wedding?
Yeah. That's crazy.
So, well, it does get better. I'm just questioning everything. I'm questioning reality. What else have you been streaming?
Well, the funny part about that in general is that Emily Henry is a very popular author. Like, Susanna is obsessed with her. So many people are obsessed with her. That is supposedly her worst book. But it's funny because even books that interns do coverage on that are negative coverage is, saying, you know, this is X, Y, and Z, why I don't like the book, it's basic, yet it still gets sold.
Right.
It's insane because people want familiarity. They don't necessarily care if it's an original idea. They can do that with the casting or whatever. They just want to make money. Unfortunately, it's not about making good content anymore.
It's almost like, hey, Hallmark did this, so we want to copy that so we get it. And I understand that. But Hallmark is a very specific formula, and we all know it, love it. That's familiar.
Right.
Poppy was really annoying.
Yeah.
Poppy was so annoying. You really have to watch like the first 10 minutes.
I have to watch it in general.
Yeah, but at least the first 10, because she is so annoying. It's like she has no respect for him whatsoever. You know, she's only all about herself.
Lovely.
It's over the top.
Cannot wait.
So, what else have you been streaming?
I streamed Eleanor the Great, which was Scarlett Johansson's directorial feature debut.
I haven't seen that yet.
It was cute. It's interesting. So it's about a 94-year-old woman. And this is going to sound terrible, but I am also kind of in the same boat as Renee Rapp when it comes to this. Like, Renee Rapp admits to being ageist, and I'm like, yeah, typically older people do suck. Just based on their, like, ideal, and, you know, I don't get along with old people, let's just put it that way. So it's about this 94-year-old woman, and I'm like, okay, great. Like, she's gonna be saying all this terrible, terrible stuff, but she wasn't. It was strangely wholesome, except it was literally the plot of Dear Evan Hansen if he was a 94-year-old woman. So this woman just kept lying and lying and lying, and I was like, and I was watching this on an airplane, and I'm like, where does this stop? Oh my God. And it was the same kind of like that like awful feeling you get like listening to Dear Evan Hansen or watching it, like either the musical or the movie. I've seen the movie once, whatever. I know everyone hates it, but it's just like that, like, oh, like I just know this is gonna end badly and just like destroy everything. But I thought it was good. It was a very interesting take on tragedy and grief, I think. It almost got me a couple times, like but I didn't cry. I like it had me a few seconds.
I abstained from crying.
I did, which is impressive on an airplane, because like scientifically you cry more on airplanes because like whatever, the pressure, the oxygen getting to your brain, I don't know what it is, but I think that's what's wrong with my dad. Anyways, I thought it was interesting. There was a younger girl named Nina, which was really awesome. So I'm like, oh my God, I know Scarlett was just saying my name all the time. But she was in a lot of she was in like one Marvel movie. But like New Wave, so I think she's gonna be in more.
Okay.
So that was fun to see her in something else. She was amazing. I think it's worth the watch for sure. I was curious about it just because Scarlett Johansson was attached.
Yeah.
And I saw some of the interviews between her and June, the actress, the main actress in it, and she was adorable.
She's in a lot of stuff, that older actress, and she's good. I like her.
She's very good.
Yeah. I can't name one thing she's been in off the top of my head, but I
looked it up at one point. Not now, of course, but I'll look it up now.
Yeah, she's a really good actress. She always has, of course, you know, they always have the older woman with the zingers.
Right. Which, yeah. There was a moment where, I mean, it's not really a spoiler, but like she was being gay came up, and she was like, oh, yeah, good for you. And I was like, oh, thank God. I can keep watching this movie. Like I didn't think Scarlett Johansson would do anything crazy, but like I was like, okay.
Yeah.
She's in everything.
Yeah, she's
Toy Story 4, Wreck-It Ralph, I can't say that. Soul, The Visit, The Perfect Family, Welcome to Mooseport. That's a fun name. Palm Springs.
Yeah, she's been in a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Would we like to read or?
Yeah, why don't we take a quick break and do some PSAs? You're listening to Streaming Verse here on WHCM 88.3 FM.
This one's relevant to me. Are you a Harper student looking for a job? Well, look no further. Every week from 8:30 a.m. till 3:30 p.m., the Job Placement Resource Center in room I-117 has job placements professionals that... There's an S at placements, and I don't think that's right. See how I blame everything on whoever wrote these?
It's not you.
It's not me.
No.
It's whoever wrote this. Okay. I'm restarting that sentence. Every week from 8:30 a.m. till 3:30 p.m., the Job Placement Resource Center in room I-117 has job placement professionals that will help you with resumes and your job searches. Stop in for all of your employment needs. Email or call to make an appointment or come in during walk-in hours.
Yeah, so pro tip, people. I even do this at work. When I'm sending someone an email, I read it before
You reread it? No way.
Like, you shouldn't write copy or send
Chris.
emails without reading it.
That's insane. That is so crazy.
How many emails I get from adult professionals where they don't write the right there drives me crazy. Or they write a run-on sentence and it's like, I don't even know what you want. Like, when you're asking someone to do something for you, you need to make sure, you reread it and get it correct.
Society is falling apart if you don't know the difference between there, they are, and your. Just go away.
Right.
Don't talk to me.
Yep. Harper College Library. For those in search of knowledge, come to the Harper College Library. Located in Building F, floors 2 and 3, you'll have access to computers, printers, and all the books you can imagine. The library also houses a collection of over 20,000 movies and albums. Plus, check out the vinyl for classic records and new favorites. The library is a great place to study, research, or just relax. For more information, visit harpercollege.edu/library. Woo. And we're back with Streaming Verse with Nina, Chris, and Boardmaster Caroline here on WHCM 88.3 FM, Palatine, Illinois, a broadcast station of Harper College and its Board of Trustees. I have one more thing I've streamed that I want to share before we go into our topic. So, interesting paradigm shift. And it's not a paradigm shift, but that's the word that came to my brain, so that's what we're getting. Veronica Mars, which is a series I love. Girl power. Woo. Kristen Bell. Woo. It's amazing. It was on Hulu, and I don't know if it still is or not. Don't ask me. But it was on Hulu for a million years, and I never really watched it. Mostly, and I've been thinking about this, because I don't like Hulu's platform as much. I don't like the interacting with it as much. It's different when it comes to series, but I like Netflix. Well, it's now on Netflix.
I can finally watch it.
Yes. So it is on Netflix now, and now I've been watching it. Like I said, I just found it interesting because it's like, you didn't watch it on Hulu. I mean, I did, but not as a comfort thing.
Right.
Because I don't think of Hulu, I think of a Hulu as an appointment. I think of Netflix as comfort. Plus, now Netflix is the only thing that's ad-free for me. So there's that now.
Yeah.
So I've been rewatching Veronica Mars, which of course I love. Shipping Logan and Veronica so much. I love them so much together. Oh. Okay. I actually have watched their first kiss, which is like season 1, like episode 17, like 4 times already, because I love it so much.
That's brilliant.
But season 1, let me read off some of the guest stars. For those of you who are, Kristen Bell, Rob Thomas. Rob Thomas used to write books, by the way.
How do I know Rob Thomas?
There's 2 Rob Thomases. And by the way, in one of the movies or the latest series, the writer Rob Thomas had the musician Rob Thomas on the show, which was kind of funny.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, he used to write books. You may have read some of his books.
Maybe.
Just because you're down that alley.
I mean, I don't read men, but...
Yeah, I don't know what... But he wrote Veronica Mars. So,
okay, sure. Yeah.
All right. Anyway, first season guest stars. Adam Scott was in the first season.
Hey.
He was a little pervy. Jessica Chastain. Jane Lynch.
Wow.
Max Greenfield. Allison Hannigan. And those are just some of the guest stars that
Amazing.
And that's season 1. At one point, what's her face is on it, Paris Hilton, which is like,
Oh boy.
but it was just 1 or 2 episodes, so I got over it.
Yeah. Max Greenfield, that's Schmidt, right?
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I love Schmidt.
Yeah, he's actually that gets a little. It's an interesting dynamic because people are really talking about this. By I mean people, I mean Reddit.
Reddit is people.
So Max Greenfield plays a 20-year-old cop.
And how old is he?
No, it doesn't matter how old he is in real
okay.
life.
I thought that was the controversy.
No, the controversy is in the show he plays a 20-year-old cop.
Mm-hmm.
In the show, Veronica Mars is 17. So they're 29 months apart. So really,
You've really done the math on this?
No, it's all she says it.
Okay.
She says we're 29 months apart. And I think it was they said it in the show, I think, to kind of point out they're really close in age. Veronica's really mature.
Mm-hmm.
Her dad knows about it. This isn't even secret. And they only make out. Nothing happens. It's not, it doesn't, there's only smooching and stuff. But people have really gotten into this. And I get it. Trust me, I do. But at the same time, it's like, well, they were really close in age. She is really mature, and it was only a few dates.
Yeah. I mean, that's like if you think about my parents' age difference when they were younger, like that's scary. But looking at them now, like whatever,
And I get it. And again, this was also a fictional, it's a fiction, it's a TV show, but they discuss it in a way which also makes you go, oh yeah, that's right. Her dad knows.
That's,
she's very smart. She cannot be controlled by a guy.
Yeah, that's interesting that they wouldn't just age him down or age her up or something, because it's an interesting conversation to bring up.
Right, exactly. Exactly. So
cool.
But love Veronica Mars so much.
I'm excited to watch.
I don't know if the first 3 seasons were originally in 2004, 2006 timeframe. Mm-hmm. Then they did a movie. It was one that was one of those fan funded movies that they did. And then there was another season, a 4th season that was on Hulu. So I don't know if that 4th season is on. But if you're a true Veronica Mars fan, you don't want to watch the 4th season anyway.
Got it. Noted.
If you're a fan, you know what I'm talking about.
I hope to know what you're talking about soon. All right, do we want to dive into our topic?
I think it's time to dive into the topic.
All right, so if you've never thought of this, if you walked into half-price books and tried to find a book in either the sci-fi or the fantasy genre, you're probably confused. We are as well. I feel like at one point in time there was this is science fiction, this is fantasy, but really, like we discovered in our little research, the lines blur. And I have an interesting quote to start us off with. I told you I went down a really weird rabbit hole, but I also have a theory of my own. So Ray Bradbury, author of Fahrenheit 451. See?
I may have read it.
Oh, this quote?
Yeah, I may have read this quote.
Oh, lovely. So he described science fiction as, quote, I got it, don't worry. Science fiction is really sociological studies of the future, things that the writer believes are going to happen by putting 2 and 2 together. Science fiction is a logical or mathematical projection of the future.
Yeah.
Seems a bit sketchy to me, Ray. I'm sorry.
That's the quote I read as well.
Okay.
But then I was looking into some more things. Mm-hmm. And so staying on the topic of what is it? Right. Everything I read says, well, science fiction is what if. You put 2 things together and then what if you put this A and B together, what would happen? Mm-hmm. But fantasy is more emotional. So, sci-fi explores possible, with technology and the what if, where driven by what if. But fantasy is magic, mythological, or supernatural, internal, emotional journeys and imagined worlds. Those were the concrete definitions that I found.
Yep. Let me just delete those from my notes.
And it's funny because my only note on that is Ray Bradbury quote on Sci-Fi, and I didn't even keep it, and you read it, so that's amazing.
Yeah. What was I going to say? Okay. Forgot what camera we were on. So my theory.
Okay.
I'm going to dive right into it
All right.
because I think I went. There's something going on with this one. I had a moment. I think. Now I'm going to sound so stupid. Okay, hear me out.
All right, I'm trying to.
One is, yeah, I know. I am also trying to. Fantasy is described as emotional, whatever. Science fiction is more like technology based, theory, brain, blah, blah, blah. Does that seem a little misogynistic to you?
Just a smidge.
Just a smidge. So here's my theory. There's a misogynistic undertone to the words and definitions. When you hear the word fantasy, you often think of princesses and magic, things considered more feminine. Science fiction is more gritty. You think of technology and experiments. It has the word science in it. Star Wars comes to mind immediately, something that is, though gotten much better, stereotypically for boys. Fantasy, in your definition, flat out said emotional. My hypothesis is that they are the same thing. Science fiction and fantasy are just insignificant categories to put women in boxes.
I actually like your definition, and you need to go put that somewhere.
Thank you.
Need to go to some chat somewhere and put it so next time someone decides to have this conversation on their podcast, they can reference you.
Thank you.
Because I started looking to this as well. So I'm going to take a little bit longer to get where you are.
Please.
But here's me. So again, I'm reading this sci-fi emotional. Let's start with Star Wars.
Yeah.
Star Wars is the first thing to start with. It is classified, and I looked up these classifications. Oh no, Star Wars is science fiction.
Right.
Yet no, it's not, because Star Wars is good and bad and planets. Is that not another world? That's fantasy, and all those different alien species. That's fantasy.
Yeah.
But I think because, again, when it came out, especially in the 70s, it was for men. It was for boys. We can't classify this as fantasy because boys won't want to see it.
Exactly.
But yet, it is fantasy. Lord of the Rings. But you know who likes Lord of the Rings, and people understand as I'm about to use this word, I'm using it only to prove a point about this term. Nerds. At the time, nerds were bad. If you were nerdy, like I was nerdy, and it was always like, ew, you watch, because I was a woman who watched Star Trek,
Right.
I know. But that's considered fantasy. But I would think sometimes, but to me, that's like science fiction because of things that they can do, or you know what I mean? Because it's fiction. Yeah. But yeah, so I agree with you 100%. Because when I was doing this, I looked at what they would classify things as, and it's like, but no, so much of this is, like I said, Star Wars is the perfect example. Now, I think Star Trek is more based in what you'd say is science fiction, because it literally is based on, what if this and what if we did this.
Yeah.
But it was also definitely fantasy because Captain Kirk gets it on with every alien.
Oh, yeah, he does.
So that's fantasy.
Uh-huh.
And one of the other things I read, which this kills me, because here's so when I looked it up, Harry Potter was fantasy. Okay, that makes sense. I'll do that.
Sure.
Dune was sci-fi. Huh? Dune is so mythical and mythological, and the great one is going to come. Frankenstein, science fiction. Hunger Games, science fiction. Avatar, science fiction. No, based on the definition of science fiction, that's not science fiction. And then Fahrenheit 451, which is Ray Bradbury, science fiction. But here's something interesting about Jurassic Park, which was classified as science fiction, which every scientist will say it's not possible.
Yes.
But here's an interesting part about this, and I didn't dive into it too deeply, but I really want to bring it up. So at the beginning of Jurassic Park, he finds a mosquito encased in amber.
Right.
Amber holds special meaning in a magical way.
It does.
When amber was, back in the day, they believed it captured sunlight.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole premise of Jurassic Park is fantasy. The initial thought behind it is fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this whole definition, I've decided it should be called just sci-fan.
Yeah, sci-fan.
Sci-fan is the new definition because it's like the new label for it because it's both.
Yeah.
And there's actually a whole thing, but before I tell you about that, I want to let you know you're listening to WHCM 88.3 FM, Palatine, Illinois, a broadcast station of Harper College and its Board of Trustees. The thoughts and ideas presented on the show are our own and not necessarily reflective of the opinions of WHCM, Harper College, or its Board of Trustees. This is Streaming Verse with Nina, Chris, and Boardmaster Caroline. All right, so back to the topic of science fiction and fantasy. So there is this theory called, I gotta find it, Mohs scale of sci-fi hardness, and it's MOHS. I'm just guessing it's pronounced Mohs. Did you read about this?
I did.
Okay. So Mohs scale of hardness for sci-fi fiction really basically makes most of the things that people classify as science fiction fantasy.
Yep.
Because it's all based on light speed. Mm-hmm. And there is no light speed. So as soon as you start talking about light speed, you get soft on because even I think the scale's 1 to 10. Do you remember? And even like The Martian, because of the whole atmosphere thing, got like a 6, where most of it is really based on the science, but because of the premise, it lost a lot of points.
Right.
But so many things like light speed. And then, of course, they dive into, but they need to have light speed in order to keep the story moving, because it'd be boring to go, and it took them 25 years to fly to their location.
Exactly. Okay, I forgot to mention this in the beginning. I took a fantasy writing course. Mm-hmm. So that was supposed to be strictly fantasy, and there was a different sci-fi course. Okay, make that make sense. It doesn't. I wish I could have taken both at the same time. But my professor was a Nebula finalist against Neil Gaiman's Coraline, which I don't know if you know much about the Nebula Awards, but they're like sci-fi fantasy awards. It's like it's a really big honor for that kind of stuff. So of course he lost to Coraline because, of course, I don't like Neil Gaiman, but Coraline is an amazing story. And he could not give us a straight answer of what is sci-fi, what is fantasy. So professors don't even know.
Exactly.
So we're not the only ones. But I think fantasy, specifically if we're going to talk about novels and books, there's this connotation that there's going to be some romance and some, scenes behind closed doors. So I raise Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I bring that series into discussion because there's like a kingdom situation, which is also associated with fantasy, I feel, because they're like, oh, princesses.
It is because it's princesses, yes.
Princesses. But that's not how Throne of Glass works. Caroline, our boardmaster, has read it and still going through the emotions. But I would like to read a quote from Heir of Fire, my favorite book in the series. I'm gonna skip a part where it says a lot of names because everyone says the names differently and I don't want to be judged. Okay. So they say that science fiction is the one that predicts the future, right? Well, listen to this. Quote, quote, that was when they noticed that every musician on the stage was wearing mourning black. That was when they shut up, and when the conductor raised his arms, it was not a symphony that filled the cavernous space. I'm skipping this part because it says a lot of names. Okay, when the final note finished, the conductor turned to the crowd, the musicians standing with him. As one, they looked to the boxes, to all those... Okay, I'm going to skip that because that says something that I don't think... Okay, the next morning, by royal decree, the theater was shut down. No one saw those musicians or their conductor again. Well, if that doesn't sound a little familiar, if you go and watch a performance of Hamilton, oh God, I don't remember. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
There's a lot of videos where they play this quote in the background of it, but it was at some award ceremony.
Mm-hmm.
They're all wearing black. And that was like when the thoughts and ideas presented on the show are own and not necessarily reflective of the opinions of WHCM, Harper College, or its Board of Trustees.
Yes.
When the election was first...
Held?
No, when stuff first started hitting the hay.
Oh, okay. So once the inauguration occurred, yes.
And they were all in black, and there's videos of this quote, of them performing with this quote over it, and it's just like, oh my God. Because, yeah, that's free speech. And
Yep.
And that's the heart of Throne of Glass. Like, freedom.
But it's princesses.
But it's princess. Who cares? They're like elves and fae, and they're amazing. Honestly, I think Throne of Glass is more intense than Star Wars, and most science fiction, like, intense things, because it's so real. It's too real. Yeah, it's about fae and kingdoms, but it's too parallel to the events that are currently happening in our world, and it's scary.
Yes. Oh, that's for sure.
Yeah.
That is Fahrenheit 451.
Yeah.
Speaking of scary.
Yeah.
It was funny because I was reading a description. Now, I've read the book. I watched the first movie adaptation about it, which was horrible. Tried to watch the second one, could not. I don't know where those movies were going. And I understand, like, there's license for directors. I get all that. I understand all that. But it just was like, what is your point of your movie? Because it's not the point of the book. Like, I get maybe using that story but getting to the same ending, but it's a completely different ending. So, like, just change the name. Don't call it Fahrenheit 451.
Yeah.
But when I was reading a description of Fahrenheit 451, it was scary.
Yeah.
And, I mean, because you know about the dogs that can sniff out? And I'm like, okay, we're not too far from that, except for they're the little, robot things right now. And the flat screens, which we all have flat screens, and getting in, because people are in their homes, but yet they're taking part in these dramas that they're reading on the TV, and it's live. Again, we're not, we got reality TV is more popular now than ever because, people really like seeing that, and I'm sure would love to participate from their living rooms. Yeah.
It's scary when science fiction and fantasy start becoming a reality, because I think the goal of most of it is that it will never happen.
Right.
Is the goal. It's like the worst case scenario in most
Yeah,
points.
except for Star Trek.
Well, yes.
Star Trek was based on hope because it was in the 60s. They had people of different races in there. And that was the point of having all the different, people from different planets was to show, hey, we all need to get along.
That series is so progressive. The amount of firsts that they have done is just amazing.
Oh, yeah. A white man and a black woman kissing. On
the first gay kiss, too.
Yeah.
Amazing. I was watching Star Trek Academy with my parents.
Okay.
So, yeah. I have an interesting novel that I want to bring up, a series that kind of is both, but everyone just puts it under YA, which is really funny to me.
Not fantasy, not sci-fi, but YA. Okay,
neither.
Great. Okay.
So it's kind of if Star Wars meets a Disney princess, I guess. It's very cute. This girl, she's a cyborg. They have let me start over.
Okay.
Star Wars meets Cinderella. It's called Cinder. It's by Marissa Meyer, and she's a cyborg, but it's basically the story of Cinderella, and the entire series, it's called The Lunar Chronicles, which they are adapting into something, I don't know what. The entire series kind of follows different non-humans within the realm, and it's very interesting. But what would you classify that if we're using the technical definitions? It involves magic. It involves, like, hypothesis, whatever.
What ifs?
Hypotheses? I don't know. Plural. Yeah, what ifs. It involves both of the technology, magic, like princesses, like it's all of it.
Right.
So what is that? Oh, no, just young adult. That's just fiction. Okay, girl.
I think that they've created these genres and then they went, oh, we made a mistake, but we can't undo this now.
Yeah.
But that's why, like you mentioned at the very beginning of this, when you go into half-price books, you have to look for your book in both sci-fi and in fantasy and young adult, because you have no idea where it's going to be.
And fiction.
Right, and fiction, yes.
That book is full of spiders.
Yeah.
Every time I go to half-price books, I look for it.
Right.
And I look everywhere, and I'm not familiar with what the book looks like, so I'm looking for the author, and I have it up on my phone, and it like takes me so long because like.
Well, that one's more problematic because you have to look under both author names too.
I know, and that's so weird. I'm so confused.
Because David Wong is the character, so when he first published it, he published it as the name of the character.
Okay, that makes sense.
And Jason, I can't say, it begins with a P, but
yeah, it's P.A.
PA.
That's all I know.
Yeah, I know. He, that's the real author's name, but yeah, he published it originally like under a pseudonym, which was as though he's actually the character in the book. So that's who David Wong is. Yes.
Nice.
Which is even funnier in the books. So these are the books. Now I can only remember this book is full of spiders. Yeah, John dies at the end. This book is full of spiders, and there's another one about like don't touch this book, but. Even in the book, he's using a fake name because and I don't want to give anything away, but because he has to hide who he is, and he's telling the story to a reporter, and he doesn't want to give away his real name. In fact, even as you're reading it, it's like, yeah, and it was at the mall in undisclosed. Like, they don't even give anything away, because if they give away where they are, then the things that they're basically fighting will know where they are and be able to come find them.
I read a book series like that when I was younger, and it was like please don't open this book, and then like it was a series. I can't remember what it was called, but it was like turn back now. Like, it was so fun because like things were redacted within it.
Yes.
Those are so fun.
It's something like that. So it's definitely interesting, but like you said, it's in fiction. It is so not fiction. I don't know if it'd be sci-fi. It's definitely more fantasy with the other world type stuff, and there's not a lot of technology in it. So fantasy, but it's manly.
Okay.
So we have to call it fiction.
I think this is my conclusion. Genres are just another way to put things in boxes.
Yes.
Specifically women, as always. But it is nice in an organizational standpoint, because I want my shelves to look beautiful at home. I want to put, all the fantasy together. I want that all together, whatever. But at the end of the day, I think they're just boxes.
I agree. I would agree with the boxes situation.
Yeah.
100%. Which is sad. But because it would be one thing to make the box now and maybe go, okay, we have to have a fantasy, because men aren't as opposed to fantasy now the way they were before. Because I bet you anything, when Lord of the Rings first came out, it was like, oh no, this is science fiction. This isn't fantasy.
Right.
but it does help. But I don't think you can put any of this in a box, though. That's why it should now be called Sci-Fan.
I think we should just nix that entire name and just go like mythical or something just new.
Yeah.
No association. Just something completely
stuff you
new.
Haven't thought about before.
Yeah. Things
expand your mind with this one.
Typically don't happen in real life.
Right. Don't expect this to happen in the next 2 years.
Yeah.
Like, Fahrenheit 451 was probably written in the 60s, I think. It took a while for that to show up. It did.
Yeah, but we're here. So
yeah. I have a positive thought.
Oh, so do I.
Oh, okay.
You go first.
All right, my positive thought. I read this. So again, I was talking before the show, my love of Reddit, and when people ask like, am I the not nice person in this situation? Yeah. So someone was talking about dating, and they were like, "Am I crazy?" And the quote someone wrote to this person, I just love this. We're all a little crazy. You just gotta find your type of crazy when it comes to dating. I'm
That's
like,
so true.
I like that very much.
That's amazing.
What was yours?
I might get in trouble.
Okay. Why are you gonna get in trouble? What are you talking about?
I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna get in trouble.
Okay.
So maybe I shouldn't say it.
Okay.
Okay.
Why would you get in trouble?
I don't know.
I'm very confused right now.
Okay.
Is it because it's not safe for radio?
No.
Okay.
We'll find out.
Okay.
It's very icy out there. Make sure you melt it. I don't want Brian to come.